Shabbat Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. I hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to get into another great lesson today from Israelites Gathering. I'm sure you will enjoy it. And, you know, I just wanted to remind people because some folks dropped me a Happy New Year's. This is not the Hebrew New Year. This is the Gentiles' New Year. Our New Year is not until March. Thank you for thinking about me, but this is not our New Year, you know. So I just wanted to, just to say something. I did not respond back, but just to let you know, that's why I did not respond back. This is not our New Year. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
And we're going to read 1 through 24. And again, the title is the Alahym of Mercy. Let me go ahead and pull up the scripts. And we're going to read verses 1 through 24. And this is an open forum. So if you have questions, if you have comments, by all means, chime in righteously and decently and in order. And Shabbat Shalom. That's a special Shabbat Shalom to the Hicks family. Good to see y'all. Also, a quick announcement. I know the sisters have been getting together for a sisterhood group, I believe, on Tuesdays. So if any of the viewers, sisters, Codys, are looking to involve yourself in some sisterhood, it's more geared towards married sisters. Definitely send an email and we can get you in contact with Sister Tafara so that you can get set up for the conference call.
All right, we are starting at Numbers chapter 14 and verse 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, and the whole congregation said unto them, would Alahym that we had died in the land of Egypt or Mizraim, or would Alahym we had died in the wilderness? And wherefore has Yahweh brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt?
All right, so these are our ancestors, and we have to just take a look at the mind frame. They were just freed out of slavery, captivity, by miracles. And this was told to them in advance that this was going to happen. So they can't forget what just happened. But let their stomachs start to grumble and there be some discomfort or some uncertainty, and watch how short-term memory our people are. Just instantly they forget, wow, you just had the Alahym of the whole world just free you, and you're instantly doubting. So when we are dealing with our own people and we're dealing with other individuals, we got to understand, you can sit here and look and say, look, I've done all this for this person and all that for that person. But at the core of human nature, of fleshliness, they're going to look at the situation right now and have complete amnesia over all that you might have done for them. Tamshi?
Verse 4, and they said one to another, let us make a captain and let us return into Egypt.
So not only did they forget, they trying to be your adversary. They're trying to come against you. This is your family now. This ain't the Egyptians. This ain't Esau. This is your family. Tamshi?
Then Moshe and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Yasharal.
So what you gonna do when your family come against you? You gonna pull out the sword and chop their heads off? You're gonna shoot them down? You're gonna smack, knock them, curse them out, cuss them, send them to the lake of fire? What you gonna do? There's only one choice. You gotta go to the Father. You can't win that battle. This is your family. Tamshi?
And Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes.
And when you see that kind of wickedness going on, you have to make it be known that you have nothing to do with this. You don't want anybody else to suspect that you're supporting this rebellion against Yah, against Yah's leadership, the leadership Yah put in place.
Verse 7, and they spake unto all the company of the children of Yasharal, saying, the land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If Yahweh delight in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only rebel not you against Yahweh, neither fear you the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and Yahweh is with us. Fear them not. Verse 10, but all the congregation bade stone them with stones, and the glory of Yahweh appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Yasharal.
So his own family is getting ready to stone him. Not just one, there's two, the people. The congregation, the assembly is getting ready to stone him for merely just relaying what thus says Yah, for following Yah's instructions. So what are you going to do? You're gonna protect your life, right? So you're gonna shoot them down, you're gonna fight them, you're gonna curse them, you're gonna say, Yah, come down with lightning and smite all my loved ones right now because they're coming against me because they hate you. This is a defining moment for you. Who are you? Are you of this world or are you of Yah? Yah had to come down and save these people. Go ahead.
Verse 11, and Yahweh said unto Moshe, how long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me for all the signs which I've showed among them?
I mean, isn't that a fair question? Bro, I parted the Red Sea. I killed off all the firstborns except for yours, even the animals. Like what the sheep done did, what the cow did, what the baby eagle or the chicken, the hen, what they do. He did all these miracles for you. You still don't believe? This is a non-believing people. I'm going to smite them all down. Tamshi?
You know, and just to add real quick, you know, that's something that I think we should also ask ourselves when we find ourselves in the midst of situations where we're forced to take a stand and show people who and what we're aligned with. You know, you understand, especially when it comes to our own family, you know, because those are very difficult and challenging things, especially when most of us, like, we know how our people are. We know that people are going to talk about us. We know that people are going to gossip and people are going to hate and all that stuff. But we still have to take that stand and yeah, it's a difficult thing to navigate, but you have to choose.
Right. Absolutely.
I think a lot of us, just in closing real quick, a lot of us, you really have to ask yourself, do I fear Yah more or do I fear these people and the things they're going to do? Because they're, you know, people are going to judge. And I think most of us had family members that gossiped and talked even when we weren't in the word. So, you know, what are you really going to fear? You're going to put your fear in that, which you know where that goes and where that ends, or are you going to put your fear in Yah and actually remember that where he's brought you to and what he's brought you out of.
Right. And remember Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb, they rent their clothes. They let it be known, look, I do not agree with this. I'm taking a stand. I didn't knock you down. I didn't cuss you out and do nothing. Look, I'm not participating. I'm making it be known I do not agree. You want to replace Yah? You want to do this? You want to do that? Nah, we not with it. We not with the rebellion. All right, where we at? Verse 12?
Verse 12. I will smite them with pestilence and disinherit them, and will make of you a greater nation and mightier than they.
And guess what? These people trying to kill you. You trying to save them. You doing nothing but following Yah's instruction. And see, you got to understand, they're moving on fear. They don't have all the instruction that Moshe has. Moshe is seeing Yah face to face. He getting wisdom and knowledge and understanding and direction of what to do. And he has faith. They don't have all that. So they're moving with the limited sight that they have. So what are you going to do? When Yah says, look, I'll destroy them, they wicked. I'll destroy them all. And I'm gonna make more people just like you and make you the leader. Then we're going to find out, are you a worldly person or are you a person of Yah? Tom Sheet?
Verse 13. And Moshe said unto Yahweh, then the Egyptians shall hear it, for you brought up this people in your might from among them. And they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land, for they have heard that you, Yahweh, are among this people, that you, Yahweh, are seen face to face, and that your cloud stands over them, and that you go before them by daytime in a pillar of cloud, and in a pillar of fire by night. Now if you shall kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of you will speak, saying, because Yahweh was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he has slain them in the wilderness. And now I beseech you, let the power of my master be great, according as you have spoken, saying Yahweh is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
So he's reminding Yah that this is how you are, Yah. And he's reminding him by being an example of the character of Yah, the character of his word. Yah, Yahweh, is long suffering, of great mercy, forgiving transgressions and iniquity. By no means clearing the guilty. He ain't just letting the wicked just run free. And visiting the iniquity of the fathers all the way to the children, to the third and fourth generation. So he not playing. He ain't no, you can take meekness for weakness if you want and get cut all the way to the third and fourth generation. Now, that's not somebody you want to mess with. But he's long suffering and of a great mercy. So Moshe understands the character of Yah, and he's reflecting that by being long suffering with the children of Israel that just literally tried to stone him, having great mercy of the people that made a whole group and picked a captain of people to go against him, standing in the breach for them. Is that your character? Is that your makeup? If you can't do that in your house, if you can't do that in your workplace, you can't do that around your brothers and sisters, your fellow household of faith, you think you're going to do the Moshe? We got to start with these little things that we deal with to ensure that we are keeping the character of Yah.
Numbers chapter 14 and verse 19. Pardon, I beseech you, the iniquity of this people according to the greatness of your mercy, as you have forgiven this people from Egypt even until now. And Yahweh said, I've pardoned according to your word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of Yahweh.
So they not finna mock Yah. They not finna have their little pagan festivities and laugh in your face and joke. You best believe they making jokes around the dinner table and all that type of stuff. right? Oh, they gonna be, the whole earth gonna be filled with the glory of Yah. So you can relax. We don't got to take it so personal. So Yah is merciful, so you be merciful. You carry that same spirit of mercy. But understand, to the third and fourth generation upon the children of them that hate me. All right, so we know, we don't got to read the rest. We know he said from that point, listen, all you men 20 years and up is not going into the kingdom, period. You're going to die in this wilderness. That's the mercy that he did. He said, not these 10 times they have tempted me in the wilderness. He didn't just, the first mistake you made, he cut your life off. He don't operate that way. He's merciful. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, Wayakra chapter 19. Just want to read a few verses here. And we're going to read 9 through 18. And we want to see this God of mercy and long suffering. He demands that we conduct the same level of character in how we deal with our loved ones and the people around us.
Leviticus 19 and verse 9. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, neither shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. And you shall not glean your vineyard, neither shall you gather every grape of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and stranger. I am Yahweh, your Alahym.
So everything you have does not belong to you. You're stealing. That's what you got to understand. There's a portion, a tenth of what you have does not belong to you. So we so slow that we say, well, I don't got no vineyard. I don't have no. Well, you make money, right? You make income, right? You have talents, right? Well, a tenth of that belongs to the poor and the stranger. So you should always have a portion. You have $100, you always have at least $10 in your pocket available for the poor and the stranger.
Verse 11. You shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another.
It's no coincidence said that right after it talks about making sure that you don't glean everything and leave something for the poor and the stranger. Don't steal from that poor person. A tenth belong to him. Don't deal falsely with the person and lie to them. No, I ain't got it. Oh, well, he probably gonna go buy crack. That's not, it don't say in here for you to judge what that person's gonna do. Obviously, if you see the person is literally in the midst of doing it, then you don't want to participate. But other than that, they're so addicted to the drugs, they might have spent all their money on drugs and don't have money for food or something to drink. So you doing it not for the person per se, you doing it because this is the commandment, this is the love. You would want somebody to do that for your loved one if they was out there strung out or mentally ill or whatever situation they're dealing with.
I just wanted to add something real quick to the point you made just before this about gleaning the vineyards and the fact that not everything belongs to us and that we should give a tenth. Just wanted to add a scripture. It's 1 second. First Chronicles chapter 29 and verse 14, and I believe it's King David is praying this. But he says, who am I and what is my people that we should be able to offer so willingly after this sort? For all things come of you, and of your own have we given you. So that just illustrates the fact that everything that we even have to give in the first place does come of Yah, and he only asks 10%.
Praise Yah.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 12. And you shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shall you profane the name of your Alahym. I am Yahweh. You shall not defraud your neighbor, neither rob him, The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning. You shall not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear your Alahym. I am Yahweh. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. You shall not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor.
Isn't that how we feel? Don't that be the time we get the most angry, when somebody's giving us unrighteous judgment or blaming us for something that we didn't do? You know, acting like it's different because it's you instead of them or some other group of people or somebody with more money or whatever. You wouldn't want nobody treating you like that. So this is why you have to treat other people in that fashion, because that's how the Most High operates.
Verse 16, you shall not go up and down as a talebearer among your people, neither shall you stand against the blood of your neighbor. I am Yahweh. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall in any wise rebuke your neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. You shall not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh.
Hallelujah. So you shall not hate your brother in your heart. You're not even allowed to have hatred for your people. And again, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Those that do the will of Yah. So the believers as well, you're not allowed to have hate for them in your heart. And it says, what is this hate? When you suffer sin to be upon them, you allow them to be in a transgression and you make it comfortable. You support it. You don't say anything. You're not setting it apart. It says you must rebuke. Well, hey, you can't do that. That's dangerous. This causes death. You know, this is kills. Just like you tell some, cigarettes will kill you. Well, you warn somebody. And it says you can't avenge, hold a grudge. And it's specific against the children of your people. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. So all these things you wouldn't want to do, all these perspectives you wouldn't want somebody to have of you, this is how you're supposed to be with them. So you want the mercy. Hey, I know I did, but that's not who I am. Forgive me. Let me show you that this is not who I am. You want that mercy because that's the Alahym of Mercy. That's how he is with us. So if you're his people, you have to operate in that same fashion. Let's move on. Let's go to Matthew chapter 11. So we're not just going to naturally be that way. The world didn't raise us to be that. The world raised us to be fake humble and fake kind and all that, where, we smile and the, oh, hi, and all that, gentility and all that type of stuff. That's not real. What's real is when I need you, are you there? Are you going to treat me the right way? Are you going to be fair? Matthew chapter 11. Let's read 25 through 30.
All right, Matthew chapter 11 and verse 25. At that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank you, O Father, master of heaven and earth, because you have hid these things from the wise and prudent and have revealed them unto babes.
All right. So you think the wise and prudent and all the rich people, you think they don't have the best version of the Bible and the ancient scripts and, ancient artifacts? They got all that stuff. But he hides the understanding from them because they're looking for something different. That the treasure is in that field, but they're looking for something different.
Verse 26. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in your sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knows the Son but the Father, neither knows any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him.
So There is no other way to know the Father other than his word, period. There ain't no other entity or book or group of people or whatever. No, there's only one way and only one entity that knows the Father. That is the Word, the Son, period.
Verse 28, come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls.
So he's telling you how to give you peace. Remember, he said, I come to give you peace, not the peace that the world gives you. The world say, hey, shoot this guy. He won't be in your problem no more. Now you got peace. The world say, lie on this man so you'll get more money so you can make your situation better, right? That's what the world say. Do what you got to do. It's just business, right? That's what the world say. He's saying the opposite. Nah. Let go of those burdens. Those burdens, this person owes me. This person did this to me. I got to get him back. I can't, let him go and this, that. Let all that stuff go. You heavy laden. You laboring to carry all that baggage with you. He's telling how to give you rest. How you get rest is to take Yahweh Shai's yoke, the yoke that the word gives you. Learn of this word, learn of him and this mercy, this Alahym of Mercy. He's meek and of a lowly heart. So there's your answer. Remain meek and with a lowly heart, and you'll have rest. But when you, how dare they do that to me? And I'll never let nobody get away with this and that. And all the pride and posturing, it's a burden. It'll wear you out.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of that burden comes from the fact that a lot of people in the world believe that they have to do everything themselves, that they have to take care of everything themselves. That
right.
When there is a slight or some type of unrighteousness, that they're the ones that have to make things even again, that right. They have to balance out the scales. And, that's simply not true.
Right.
One of the things that I noticed the difference between people who choose to follow and walk this path is that, we realize we have an advocate with the Father through his word. His word is that advocate, and turning to that releases so much of that burden. In my experience.
Amen. All right, Tom Sheep, finish that last verse.
Verse 30, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
That yoke is easy. Let go of that pride. Let go of that envy. Let go of that jealousy. Let go of that pain. Let go of that wrath and anger and vengeful spirit and malicious spirit. Let it go. Does that mean that the focus of that energy doesn't deserve it in a worldly sense? In a worldly sense, the world will tell you right, you damn right. They deserve that. They deserve to be damned, right? That's what the world would say. But so did we. We deserve too as well. But we received mercy because, praise Yah, we had the Alahym of Mercy. So we have to reflect that. Let's go to Psalms 86, Tehillim 86. Again, learn him. He's saying, learn of me. Learn my meekness and my lowliness in heart. Let's look at that real quick before we go there. I want to see that lowly in heart. Lowly, depressed, humble, base, low degree. So humble, meek and humble, meek, harmless, humble. Learn of him. All right, so let's learn. Let's go to Psalms, Tehillim, chapter 86. And you can start that at verse 1.
All right, Psalms chapter 86 and verse 1. Bow down your ear, O Yahweh, hear me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my soul, for I am holy. O you, my Alahym, save your servant that trusts in you. Be merciful unto me, O Yahweh, for I cry unto you daily.
So preserve my soul, preserve my body, for I am set apart. O my Alahym, save your servant that trusts in you. When you trust in yourself, the flesh can lead you off course because you trust in that GPS, the flesh GPS. But see, the GPS is supposed to be taking you to a location, but the flesh is taking you to a feeling or emotion, which may take you to the destination or not. That's not what it's for. So we have to put our trust in Yah so that, like Brother Cassette said, it ain't all on you. You not the equalizer. The world not the scales of good and evil not going to tip if you don't avenge evil. Every time somebody, who do we think we are? That's just justifying the flesh.
Verse 4. Rejoice the soul of your servant, for unto you, O Yahweh, do I lift up my soul. For you, Yahweh, are good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon you. Give ear, O Yahweh, unto my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications.
He said, for you are good and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all that call upon you. He's showing you the character of his kingdom. So if you are going to be a king of his kingdom, this has to be your trademark. You can't be Rick Roll, only God forgives, and only God show mercy, and the man crossed me, that's it. He did. No, that's not Yah's kingdom. Yah's kingdom come with mercy, patience, grace. And then after all of that, if you still have an issue, then we know what comes after that. But that's not what we're known for. For righteousness, the same patience we want.
Verse 7. In the day of my trouble I will call upon you, for you will answer me. Among the gods there is none like unto you, O Yahweh, neither are there any works like unto your works. All nations whom you have made shall come and worship before you, O Yahweh, and shall glorify your name. For you are great and does wondrous things. You are Alahym alone. Teach me your way, O Yahweh. I will walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear your name. I will praise you, O Yahweh, my Alahym, with all my heart, and I will glorify your name forevermore. For great is your mercy toward me, and you have delivered my soul from the lowest hell. O Alahym, the proud are risen against me, and the assemblies of violent men have sought after my soul, and have not set you before them.
So we believe, because it's not necessarily our family or loved ones, it might be an enemy or a system that rises up against us. If violent men, that we have to be worldly, that we automatically have to go straight to being worldly because of who we're dealing with. You have to leave some level of space for Yah to show his hand in things. That means you might have to be in a little bit of danger. And that's not for somebody that doesn't have faith or doesn't have belief. Because if you're just going to operate the same way you operated before, what's the point? How do you represent the Most High?
Verse 15. But you, O Yahweh, are an Alahym full of compassion and gracious, long-suffering, and plenteous in mercy and truth.
So if Adonai, the word, is an Alahym full of compassion, gracious, long-suffering, plenteous in mercy and truth, and this is the brand, and somebody come up to you and just replace this brand, we like the term we always use, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever. You go to Burger King, and Burger King is known for Whoppers and the Burger King hats and the crown, and you got none of that. That's false advertising. Wait a minute, how you gonna be? The brand say you full of compassion, gracious, long suffering, plenteous in mercy and truth. If people don't know that as characteristics of you, you are not a believer. You're not in the body. Just like you work at Burger King and you work for Burger King, you don't know nothing. Finish it up, Al.
Verse 16. O turn unto me and have mercy upon me. Give your strength unto your servant and save the son of your handmaid. Show me a token for good, that they which hate me may see it and be ashamed. Because you, Yahweh, have hope in me and comforted me.
Hallelujah. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5. So again, that's the brand. Adonai, the master. So this is our instruction, is to be full of compassion, gracious, long-suffering, plenteous in mercy and truth. And where's the first place? The first place the people supposed to speak of you in that manner? Your family, your house, your servants, all of the people that are close to you. This is what you are supposed to be known for. When a situation happened, oh man, that brother had no compassion on me. What? Situation, man, that brother had no grace. He didn't let me get, man, I messed up one time. The brother cut me up. Plenteous in mercy. If you not known for these things, it's not that these situations haven't happened in your life to exhibit these things, but we got to examine ourselves, because the world should still be able to say these things about you. We're going to Matthew chapter 5. Start to say verse 1. So again, what good is you work at Burger King? You can't do nothing with burgers. You make tacos. What I make tacos, everybody loves tacos where I'm from. But you work for Burger King.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
So he taught them. So just keep in mind, this ain't a poem. This is not a verse, a rap. He's teaching. Go ahead.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
Especially when you mourn for other people, you share the burden with family members, when it's a tough time, with friends, when they need somebody, and you mourn with them, and you carry that burden. When you are mourning, you will be comforted.
Verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Alahym. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Alahym. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Verse 13. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, Wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men.
All right, so we the salt of the earth, we the saltiness, right? But what good is us? What good is salt if there's no flavor? It's like putting sand on top of your food. You put salt, you want to preserve, you want to taste some saltiness. So replace that saltiness with mercy and grace. So it's supposed to be mercy and grace, but instead it's getting worldliness and revenge and anger and wrath. Then what good is it? That's why we were casted out. That's why the world is in the condition that it's in, because there's no mercy, no righteous mercy. Mercy has a limit too. It don't mean you just do wickedness forever. He's telling you punish to the third and fourth generation. But there's righteous mercy that has to be acted in the earth. And that's not what's going on. There's no saltiness in the earth. It's just dead sand. And you can't grow in sand. Verse 14.
You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it gives light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
So again, the salt, the gracefulness, the mercy, the royalty, the royal priesthood. This is what we're supposed to be exhibiting. And it's not just to the nations. In our individual lives, even our workplaces, all that, just because we work with the heathen, you're not gonna be a man of mercy and grace, tactfulness, love. Let your light so shine before men so they can see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Look, I didn't know anything about the Most High, but after watching you and how you conducted yourself, you've given all the glory to this entity. So now that I'm looking in this entity, I'm realizing, hey, I know that this is the Most High, and they learning through you.
You know, I think it's important to add also that in choosing to walk this path and in choosing to be that light, one also has to accept that this path also comes with persecution, and that there are going to be people that seek to despitefully use you and take advantage of you. But one thing that we have to realize is that despite dealing with people like that who may think they're getting over on us, or think they're using us, or think they're getting some type of come up or benefit, realize that those people are only acting ultimately against themselves. Because when they go against someone who's going against us, who can really be against us when God is with us? When Yahweh is with us, no one can truly be against us. So realize, that's part of the mercy as well, is just realizing that even those people who may act like that towards us, they don't even realize truly what they're doing in that state, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Just looking at the light analogy, right? When we all sitting in a dark room, whatever reason, we sleeping or we all watching a movie or whatever, and then somebody just comes in and cuts on the light. The first thing everybody, hey, everybody starts squinting, cut off the light, cut off the light. But does that mean that every time they see a light, they're going to cut it off? When they go to the bathroom, they're going to cut on the light. When they wake up in the morning and wake up in the middle of the night to go do, they're going to cut on the light. When they're going to go drive in the street, they're going to cut their brights on. This is a fleshly reaction. And what we have to learn is what that light is for, how to control that light, how to use that, how to adjust. Sometimes we get hit with light that's too bright, so we got to cut it off. What if the light needs to be on? What if you need to adjust your eyes to the light? It's time to see. They about to come in here and start shooting or something. You need to see what's going on. But if you're just going to react to how the body giving you pain, saying squint, hurt, headache, turn off, uncomfortable. So just because they don't understand doesn't mean that they can't be taught this. All right, Tom Shee.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So the scribes represent those that write the word, and the Pharisees represent those that speak the word. You can't just write about it. You can't just speak about it. You got to be about it. You got to actually do it, which means when these things show up on your doorstep, you got to apply these precepts. Verse 21.
You have heard that it was said by them of old time, you shall not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, you fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
So Rakah, that means like worthless, like you're a waste. You've made a judgment. You've thrown that brother away. Verse 23.
Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has aught against you, leave there your gift before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift.
So he's showing you what his level of importance is. How are you going to come up here with this offering and you want to kill your sibling? Literally your brother. These is my children. But you want to come, hey, daddy, we love you. Here, happy birthday. Hey, we honor you, Yahweh. Come take this offering. But as soon as I leave out of here, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to blow this brother head off. What kind of mercy? The commandments tell you clearly. And he said, listen, if you offend in one of these little ones, you guilty of all of them. So you think you can skip over what we just read in Leviticus? You shall love your neighbor as yourself. You cannot avenge or hold a grudge against your brother or sister. Now, even worse, imagine that brother or sister you holding a grudge against is your husband or your wife. So you think that commandment gonna be superseded? Now you guilty of all of them, but then you come into the altar, but I can sing amazing. But I'm an excellent moray. Now leave that gift at the altar and get reconciled with your sister or your brother. Tom Sheet, finish it up to verse 26.
All right, verse 25. Agree with your adversary quickly while you are in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, and you be cast into prison. Verily I say unto you, you shall by no means come out thence till you have paid the uttermost farthing.
And this is all up under anger. You getting around, some of these other nations and they're ignorant and they acting and talking a certain way and, trying to make you feel like you less than what you ain't got to kiss nobody behind. But you understand you in Dubai, you in these other countries. And one lady, she got locked up for putting her hand literally touching the shoulder of an airport security officer. You got to be careful when you in the way. This ain't your land. You even in a foreign land. Being a foreigner in a foreign land. Nah. Agree with your adversary. That don't mean you got to do wickedness, but be agreeable. All right, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 2.
All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 1. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Alahym. For I determined not to know anything among you, save Yahushua Mashiach and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Alahym. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of Alahym in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Alahym ordained before the world unto our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would have not crucified the Master of glory.
All right, so this wisdom is a mystery unto them. That's why, you know, we're not going to have 1 million viewers watch. It's a mystery. They're not interested in these type of things. This wisdom, you can't share that with everybody. All right, Tom Sheep.
Verse 8. Verse 9. But as it is written, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Alahym has prepared for them that love him. But Alahym has revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things of Alahym.
And that's how you know you have the Spirit. You searching the deep things of Alahym. We're not talking about the metaphysics of how that. No, we're talking about really looking at the deep things that are important to Yah, of how to operate in that mercy, how to operate in that glory of the Most High, how to be royal, how to fight the flesh and be the example of Yah's kingdom here on earth. And he revealed this to us by his Spirit. Only his Spirit will have us. The world will put makeup on. We'll look the other direct, cut the light off so they don't have to deal with the ugly things of the flesh. Only a Spirit, which is a light, will allow you to see that.
Verse 11. For what man knows the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so, the things of Alahym knows no man, but the Spirit of Alahym. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of Alahym, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Alahym.
Praise Yah. So we know the difference now. Because what do we know of man? You don't know. You think you know people. You don't know them until you see the spirit that's in them. When they taking on a demonic spirit, or they taking on a Holy Spirit, or they taking on a repentant spirit, or a contrite, you don't know. You got to try the Spirit by the Spirit. So it's the same thing of man. He don't know you. All he knows is, do I see the Spirit of Yah there? Verse 13.
Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches, but which the Holy Ghost teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
Different conversation. You talking about metaphysics. We talking about repentance. We talking about forgiveness and mercy and Yah's prophecy. Different conversation. You talking about Esau and multiple wives. Different spirits. It's not to say we avoid all those things, but what are we to? He gave us, these are the weightier matters of the law. These you ought to do first and the others after, right? Judgment, mercy, faith. So here's the explanation. Tom Sheep.
Verse 14. But the natural man receives not the things of the Spirit of Alahym, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
So the natural man, he clicking right past, oh, these people talking about the Bible, man, this book was written 1,000 years ago. Then he click on to the next channel and it's talking about trading Bitcoin or so. Oh, interesting. He turned the channel. Oh, it's the Illuminati conspiracy of Elvis is still alive. All that type of stuff.
Verse 15. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For who has known the mind of the Adonai, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Mashiach.
Hallelujah. All right, let's go to Yohanan, John chapter 13. So, you know, one of the traditions that we have around Passovers, we do the washing of the feet. And, you know, it's about, you know, serving your brother and everything like that and serving your sister. But it's so much deeper than that. And sometimes we do things as a tradition. We can get lost in the sauce and kind of forget some of the deeper meaning behind what Mashiach was doing and saying. Remember, he's teaching. The word is for instruction, is to teach you. It's not just, you know, entertainment. So we're going to Yohanan, John chapter 13. We're going to read 1 through 17.
All right, John chapter 13 and verse 1. Now before the feast of Passover, when Yahushua knew that his hour was come, and that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end.
All right, so here in John chapter 13, Mashiach is showing that he knew when he was going to die, that he knew that he had to die according to the Jewish feast of Passover, the day that they were keeping it, to be a sign unto them, to be a Passover lamb unto the children of Israel. All right, verse 2.
And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. Yahushua, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he was come from Alahym, and went to Alahym, he rises from supper, and laid aside his garments, and took a towel, and girded himself. After that he poured water into a basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. Then came he to Simon Kepha, and Kepha said unto him, Master, do you wash my feet? Yahushua answered and said unto him, What I do, you know not now, but you shall know hereafter. Kepha said unto him, You shall never wash my feet. Yahushua answered him, If I wash you not, you have no part with me.
Okay, so what is, this is for the viewers, question. What does the washing of feet indicate? What does the washing of the feet, what does that indicate? Where does that come from? Can anybody tell me that? Any of the viewers, the washing of the feet. What is that supposed to indicate after this is completed? And Shabbat Shalom, brother Yafi Yehuda, good to see you. And sis Ariel, all the comments are coming in mad late. They just coming in right now. Brother Andre Brown, Shabbat Shalom, family, as always, Dre Day, Shalom, Shalom. So if you are commenting, they're coming in mad late. So I don't know if you've answered, but the question is, what does the washing of the feet symbolize? I'll give a few seconds. It looks like the comments are behind. All All right, so Salak y'all, if y'all did comment, I don't see any comments. But the washing of the feet symbolize your cleansing, forgiveness of sin. When you are unclean, when you have touched a dead body, you have to wash your feet. So he is, Kepha is saying, you'll never wash my feet. And Mashiach is like, well, if I don't wash your feet, you got no part in me. Because you about to sell me out. You about to turn your back on me 3 times in a row. If I don't forgive your trespass, you a dead man. All right, Tamshi.
Verse 9. Simon Kepha said unto him, Adonai, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. Yahushua said to him, he that is washed needs not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit. And you are clean, but not all.
All right. So he's saying, look, obviously, if you fell in some toxic material, you can't just wash your feet and then you're just clean all of a sudden. This is talking about spiritually clean, allowing you to be ceremonially clean. That's what that's talking about. So this the priest would have to do this, to wash their feet and take a ritual bath called raketz. This is the predecessor to baptism, immersion. So he's letting you know, in a situation, you need to wash your feet so that you're ceremonially and spiritually clean. All right, Tamshi.
Verse 11. For he knew who should betray him. Therefore said he, you are not all clean. So after he had washed their feet and had taken his garments and was set down again, he said unto them, know you what I have done to you? You call me master and Lord, and you say, well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and master, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his master, neither is he that is sent greater than he that sent him. If you know these things, happy are you if you do them.
Praise Yah. So if you know these things, happy are you. So this is like another spin-off of the parable of the servant, where he was like, look, you owe me money. Give me this money. I'm gonna throw you in jail. And he got the money. He was like, bro, didn't I just forgive you of all this debt? And you gonna take this man and throw him in jail? No, throw him in a jail, weeping and gnashing the teeth. So Adonai, I have forgiven you of your trespasses. That's what the washing of the feet is. You are now clean. All of you are clean except for him, Judas Iscariot, because he is not in the body. He's sold us out. But everybody else, I've washed you. So I've washed you of your trespasses. So you should do the same to your brother or sister when they transgress against you. If Mashiach, the master, can wash your feet and wash your sin away, surely you can wash the debt of somebody that pissed you off or did something, made a mistake. This is why I say you don't know what I'm doing, but you will know. So forgive your brother's trespasses as he forgives us. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 7, and we have one more for the conclusion. Koheleth, Ecclesiastes chapter 7.
We starting at verse 1.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
It's better, but see, what do? We have more power in our hands. So what do? We get rid of the wise, because every time he come around, he rebuking me of my foolishness, right? And then we go put on the song of fools in our ears, in our ear pods, and on TV, in our cars, in our stereos, and we listen to all the foolishness rather than feel uncomfortable for the moment to have to think about the things that we're doing wrong. So for a few seconds of feeling embarrassed, you willing to risk eternity.
All right, verse 6. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in your spirit to be angry, for anger rests in the bosom of fools.
So be not hasty in your spirit to be angry, because we don't know the end of a matter. It say better is the end of a matter, because then you know Yah's his will, because it's done. So, you have situations where you don't know what things are going on for. All you know is it's uncomfortable to you, or it hurts, or it's painful, or it's strenuous, stressful. Look at Joseph. Joseph's own brothers, the 12 tribes, sold him into slavery to the Ishmaelites, Midianites, that put him in slavery, that sold him to Egypt. And because of that, he was able to save the whole reason we're still tribes to this day, because we didn't die in the famine. So you don't know. So you all extra angry and ready to kill, and you don't know why Yah's doing things. If somebody's in wickedness, he said he's not gonna pass the wicked. He gonna deal with them.
Verse 10. Say not you, what is the cause of that the former days were better than these? For you do not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to them that have it. Consider the work of Alahym, for who can make that straight which he has made crooked? In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. Alahym also has set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him.
So Yah has one man against the other. So, and then look at the verse before that. Who can make straight that which Yah has made crooked? So Yah is involved. He made these entities. So you not the judge. You judge the matter, not the people. That's not your job.
Verse 15. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongs his life in his wickedness. Be not righteous over much, neither make yourself over wise. Why should you destroy yourself?
So how do you be righteous over much? Well, this standard of righteousness is already the highest standard you can get to. So now when you decide you're going to be over, you're going to make up commandments, you're going to add layers of holiness that's not in this book, you overwrite, you're going to kill yourself. Because when you're not able to meet that standard, because we already struggle with the so-called 613, you creating another 620, it's a problem. You're going to make yourself, you're going to end up quitting, because there's no way you can attain that. And you're adding unto the word, adding plagues to yourself.
Verse 17. Be not overmuch wicked, neither be you foolish. Why should you die before your time?
All right, so sometimes I'm not saying I'm justifying violence or anything like that, but there's times where Yah's like, look, something got to be done. Okay, do what you got to do and move on. You have to get in a conflict or altercation. Do what you got to do, finish and move on. But when you want to take it, you going and you trying to fight everybody, burning, you jump running in, build like a wild animal trying to kill her. You over wicked, you going too far. This will get you killed. Verse 18.
It is good that you should take hold of this. Yea, also from this withdraw not your hand. For he that fears Alahym shall come forth of them all.
That's the jewel. You live and operate in the fear of Yah. I fear being out of Yah's grace. So that's all I'm concerned with, is being in Yah's grace. What should I be doing? How should I operate according to his brand of mercy? I'm going to come forth of them all. Verse 19.
Wisdom strengthens the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. There are some battles that strength alone can't that you can't do with strength alone.
I'm telling you, listen, I work out. I've attained a pretty decent athletic build at times. Not now, but I've done that. And I'm telling you, it didn't get any easier fighting temptation. I didn't get strength. The temptation seemed to get worse. So like you said, some strength is not going to be, you ain't going to be able to work that out in the gym.
No. Verse 20. For there is not a just man upon earth that does good and sins not.
Ain't nobody perfect. So if you know that, how are you going to be not forgiving people? You not perfect, so or the scripture is a lie.
Verse 21. Also take no heed unto all words that are spoken, lest you hear your servant curse you.
This is how a king operates. Why you think Yah got to turn his back from us? So you don't got to hear us cursing him with our actions and our being. That's why you got to, it's the same thing when you're around people and you are in a position of authority. People don't like authority. So everything ain't your business. If the people in the back, you the manager, the people in the back is talking, what is you listening at the door for? What you think they gonna say? You was doing the same thing when you was just back there before you got promoted. Same thing in your house. You think you ain't said something about your wife before? Man, I wish she would just did. You think you said something about your husband? What are you listening in for? It's hypocrisy. It's different when somebody do it to you. That's not mercy. That's worldly.
Verse 22. For oftentimes also your own heart knows that you yourself likewise have cursed others. All this have I proved by wisdom. I said I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and exceeding deep, who can find it out? I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and of madness.
All right, we can stop there. Let's go to the conclusion. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7. You can't hold everything that people say. What he said, listen, somebody got something to say to me, they'll tell me. It's going to come back to you eventually, but you can't take heed to all that. People, some people communicate differently. Matthew chapter 7, start this at verse 1 for the conclusion.
Judge not, that you be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again.
So are you going to be met by the Alahym of this world, which has no mercy, of wickedness, of respect of persons and all that? Or are you going to judge and measure according to the Alahym of mercy, with mercy and grace and patience and long suffering? You got to pick one of them, one of those measurements, like those tape measures, two of them. You got to pick one. And the one you walking around using, that's what's going to be used for you. That's what should be in your mind. And then maybe you can consider, you know what? I've been through there. I've done that. I would feel the same way too. When a poor man steals and you've been poor before, you understand. I can see how he feels tempted to steal.
Verse 3, and why beholdest you the mote that is in your brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in your own eye? Or how will you say to your brother, let me pull out the mote out of your eye, and behold, a beam is in your own eye? You hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of your own eye, and then shall you see clearly to cast out the mote out of your brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast you your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you.
All right, give that which
Ask,
is holy,
and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find.
Brother. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. So we consider that, don't talk, don't spread knowledge, don't do this, don't give that. Sometimes you, that holy thing that don't need to be given to them dogs. Sometimes you're that pearl that don't need to be amongst the swine. Because if you go, they're going to trample you. They're going to pull you back down and pull you back into your fleshliness and all that type of stuff. So you can't measure everything the same. Verse 7.
Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asks receives, and he that seeks finds, and to him that knocks it shall be opened.
All right, so again, brand. That's the Alahym of mercy. So what happens when they knocking on your door? What happens when they seeking from you? You gonna open it? Verse 9.
Or what man is there of you, whom if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore, all things whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do you even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets.
For this is the law and the prophets. So this is what prophecy is all about, getting what you have done for others. Verse 13.
Enter you in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
So the wide gate, the broad way, that's the way that the world operates. You do this, you're going to get this in return. You didn't have no mercy for me, I ain't going to have no mercy for you. Tit for tat. My family, my people. It's respect of persons. Everybody going through that gate. So you're going to say, hey, since everybody doing it, I'm going to do it too. Because they doing it.
Verse 14. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leads unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
So the sheep's clothing is the brand, the Israelite, the man of Yah, the sister Yah, all that, the shalom, and all that. That's the sheep's clothing. But the ravening wolves is, how are you operating? Are you operating in mercy? Because when you have mercy for somebody, you know somebody is sick, you're not coming around them sick too. You having somebody, I don't want them to get sicker, you know, an old elderly woman, you ain't coming down there with the flu. You having some kind of care or compassion for the person. So I don't care what you say to tell me shalom and then cough in my face with COVID. Nah. That's worldly fakeness.
Verse 16, you shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
So is it fruit of the spirit? The fruit of the spirit got several definitions, descriptives, and nutritional, spiritually nutritional values. If they not coming according to them fruits, do men gather grapes of thorns, figs, and thistles? Well, the world does. They heaping it up. That's what they value. Verse 17.
You shall know them by their fruits. Oh, excuse me, verse 17. Even so, every good tree brings forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree brings forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that brings not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits you shall know them. Not everyone that says unto me, Master, Master, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of my Father which is in heaven.
He that does the will of my Father which is in heaven. That's who's going to enter the kingdom. So you have to ask yourself, are you doing the will of the Father in your life? If you're living in a situation that is abominable or ungodly or unholy, and it don't have to be relationship, it could be the way you're living your life, the food you're eating, how you treat people, the lack of respect for your parents, the lack of respect for your wife or your husband or your brothers and sisters, your fellow households of the saints. How does that reflect? Tom Sheep?
Many will say to me in that day, Adonai, Adonai, have we not prophesied in your name? And in your name have cast out devils? And in your name done many wonderful works?
Just because you slap Yah's name in it, it don't make it righteous. The will of Yah is righteousness. If you're not doing it in righteousness, that's not the will of Yah.
Verse 23, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you that work iniquity.
I never knew you. His will was that the good deed got done because that's his word, right? That was his will. But his will was also that you do it in righteousness. But you said, no, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to do it in self-righteousness so I can make a name for myself or get a tax cut or whatever the case may be, or get a little extra money on the side. You know, that's my real motivation. Guess what? Yah's will is going to be done. The good deed was done, but you didn't do his will. So now you done. Finish it up.
Verse 24, therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that hears these sayings of mine and does them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Verse 28, and it came to pass when Yahushua had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes.
Amen. Because the word is king. Yah's word is king. There's no other way to him other than his word. So you're right. He taught them as one having authority. The scribes teaching as, well, it says, they say you should do. No, don't do this. Yah said we don't do that. So none of you should do this, period. Authority. Who are you? Tell me what. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling Yah told you what to do. That's his authority. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I can tell you what to do in my house. So they don't like that when you speak with authority. Yah's word is not just word, it's power. So again, the Alahym of Mercy, that's who we worship, that's who we serve, that's who we should reflect. So in our lives and how we deal with the people, starting with the people closest to us, our loved ones, are we exhibiting that? Is our household an example of mercy? We're merciful to the poor. We're merciful to people that need us. We're merciful to our family. We're merciful to people that have transgressed. We're merciful to people that just don't know any better. Or are we the house of, don't mess with them, boy, they're going to come, they're going to kill everybody. They'll cut you off. You'll never hear from them again. Because where your house reflects, that reflects the God that you're serving. So that's all we're going to do today. If we have any last questions or comments, go ahead and comment. I can't tell, the comments are coming in extremely late, so I apologize if I took some time to get to your comments. If you have questions, you can always reach out to us at Israelite Gathering at gmail.com or info@israelitegathering.com. Be sure to check out our website, israelitegathering.com, or visit our or download our free application, which has all of our study materials. It has instant messaging and has a lot of features there for you to fellowship with your brothers and sisters in the states around the country. That's all we're going to do today. Just protect your spirit. I know we in this dark season of pagan, we want to just make sure that we're not doing anything to offend the Most High when he's been so merciful to us. So remember, we are the light. We're supposed to shine a light on what people are doing. And sometimes that means just separating. Other times it might mean being around, but showing willful non-participation and being able to eloquently explain in a loving manner. Because remember, soft answer turns away wrath, why you're not dealing with something. So that's all we're going to do today. Yah's will, we'll see you for Shabbat. Everybody have a wonderful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
All right. So I'm always grateful for these lessons, and I'm grateful we get to spend this time together every single week. So, y'all, thank you so much for being here. And I pray the Most High will continue to keep you safe in all four corners of the earth. I pray that he will have mercy on us and remember the covenant, because we are waiting for him. And we know this Gentile world is about to end. It is really not much left to it at all. So, y'all, please enjoy the rest of your Shabbat, and we'll do this all over again next week. Shabbat Shalom.